Philadelphia. Hello, everybody. It is a very exciting Bell and the Birdmen. I am John Barchin, along with Taylor Cordatis behind the glass. Of course, you know Vince Quinn. Say hi, Vince Quinn. That's the way we say hi around here. What's going on, buddy?
It is. God, I'm struggling today, John.
You need as much water as possible.
I certainly do. If you're in the Discord, you might have heard from me at 4 a.m.
Yes.
After quite an
And me.
eventful evening.
And maybe around 12 a.m., 1 a.m., something like that. It was an eventful weekend, I think, for both of us. I had no kids over the weekend, so you have no kids, period, and
yes.
You had a good time. Taylor, did you have a good time this weekend, too?
Yeah, I'm all in the March Madness gambling dungeon. So,
the Eagles got a new linebacker. We will decipher a little bit into Derek Barnett's mystery contract, as Jeff McClain gave us a little bit of a nugget there as well. Plus, just
Jeff.
like, we're going to go bargain bin hunting. We're going to do a bunch of stuff. But as promised, we have a huge announcement to start the show, and we'll make it brief and quick and amazing all at once. But ladies and gentlemen, we've got some free agent news of our own. As I'm just going to don this awesome sauce hat one more time. As you might have seen, heard that we're moving studios, and there's a big reason why. Ladies and gentlemen, myself, Taylor Cordatis, and Vince Quinn are forming a new studio, essentially. Yay!
Let's
go!
All right.
And the makers of Awesome Sauce, Carl and Paul, have invited us to take over part of their office space because they believe in this podcast just as much as you believe in this podcast. And they said, just being a sponsor is not good enough. We want you with us, next to us, working with us all of the time. This is amazing. I've never been wined and dined before, Vince. Taylor didn't, unfortunately, make it out to Minnesota with, but this conversation literally happened in 30 minutes. I liked what Awesome Sauce did. I DM'd them on Instagram. They invite me and Vince out to Minneapolis, Minnesota, because their product is launching at the Minnesota Twins Stadium.
Which is insane.
In a couple of weeks for opening day, which
Crazy.
is crazy, on April 7th. So they've invited us to their headquarters to not only make content for them, but to be 100% a part of Bell and the Birdmen. That's the first thing that Carl told us as soon as we got off the plane. He's like, hey, Bell and the Birdmen, we're in. Yes, absolutely. So Carl, Paul, can't thank you enough. Bell and the Birdmen is moving on up, everybody, and it's because of you. We're going to Awesome Sauce Studios, everybody. God, we fucking did it after
crazy,
almost an insane year. So the digs will be looking new. There will be plenty of sauces to be handing out, specifically ketchup, which is going to be hard for me in particular. But let me tell you about Awesome Sauce just for 2 seconds because I think they're amazing. It is a sustainable sauce company. Like, if you want mustard, if you want ketchup, if you want A2 sauce, which is their version of A1, if you want Old Bay hot sauce, but you don't feel like using the single use, you want the spices sent to you with a little jar, you fill it up with water, shake, shake, shake. Literally in 15 seconds, you can have any condiment that you can think of, and you don't have to go to the store like every 5 seconds to use the single-use plastic stuff. So, Awesome Sauce, just take out all the vowels, AWM, or AWSM.
You're wearing the hat. AWSM. AWSM Awesome Sauce.
AwesomeSauce.co is where you want to check them out. Philly branded company from Westchester. And two lacrosse players. One, Paul being a diehard Eagles fan, a season ticket holder helps as well. So just want to thank everybody and a proper cheers to our good friends over at Liquid Death as well, because there's a theme that you might be seeing here, and that is we like sustainability. Sustainability products are good to promote, and again, can't thank you enough for all of this. Vince, how are you feeling, man? Like, I'm on cloud 9. I can't believe this is happening.
No, it's unbelievable. And having met Carl and Paul and getting to know those guys a little bit and see what they're up to and their energy, and for them to be so invested in us is honestly everything. Because, this is our lives, man. We put our lives into this. We've quit our jobs. We've done everything in our power to build this and make it something real. And, like, for me to just drunkenly pop in the Discord at 4 a.m. and see all these people having real conversations about the linebacker signing, it's just like, oh, my God, like, this is a thing. You know? So for everybody, honestly, because for Carl and Paul and their support and their belief, that's amazing. But, like, this doesn't happen without you. It just doesn't happen without you. If you're not here, you're not listening to the show, you're not seeing us at the bar, talking to us on Twitter and whatever. It's just everything you've done to support us is unbelievable, and it's changing our lives.
Yeah, it really is. And I can't thank you guys enough for continued support. I know people say that shit all the time. We wouldn't be here without you. We literally wouldn't.
No.
Without your donations, without buying into what we're doing, we wouldn't be here. So thank you guys. And there will be perks upon perks upon perks with awesome sauce. And we'll let April take care of business because the studios will take a little bit to build up here. But very excited for that. Not so excited, however, for I don't know if I'm neither way. I think all of these signings are just fine. But if you're talking about margins and being like, did we get a little better around here? Absolutely. In terms of depth. I'm sorry, Matt. I'm probably gonna screw up his last name, but Matt Bavasso. Well, Matt, you know who I'm talking to. Just went on a major rant after the last podcast and saying like, "Hey, listen, Derek Barnett isn't that bad of a signing. Like as a rotational guy being in there, essentially what I think is a 1-year deal because we still don't really have any clarification on what exactly is happening there. But I did find this interesting, as Jeff McClain in the Inquirer points out." No one's really sure how that $10 million fifth-year option pickup is going to go and how they're splitting it. And, they gave him $9 million worth of bonus money. But if you notice this on Spotrac or whatever else that you use for cap salary purposes, $7.2 million is counting against the Eagles right now for Derek Barnett to be there. So I apparently that only counts. Well, maybe it counts only if he was to go to another team.
Which I don't know what the hell that is,
I don't
by the
know
way.
either.
So again, this contract currently is whatever the hell happened before. There was a chance that Derek Barnett was going to cost the Eagles $7.2 million.
And still might, by the way.
Yeah.
Still might.
Because he would sign with another team. It's a weird, I've never seen that. I don't know what that is, but that is the life of Derek Barnett, and so we'll see how that factors into things because clearly the Eagles have incentive to keep him around.
Yes,
it's a clear motivation.
And then Kyzir White gets signed for $5 million, and everybody's going, "Oh, fine, see, linebacker. That's what I'm talking about, man. Fucking linebackers, baby. We're back. We don't have to worry about this in the draft." And then I get it, but how many? This was a hot topic in the Discord. Like you said, we've been arguing about linebackers and these signings for nonstop.
It's so funny how thirsty people are for a linebacker in this town.
Do you know? I just want to point this out. Since 2016, and there's some obviously I'm missing some names, so I really need your help here. 215-509-5833, or obviously get in the Discord at Bell and the Bird for the social stuff. In Howie Roseman's tenure, how many linebackers do you think he's signed since 2016 on a 2-year deal or less?
Oh, God, it's got to be like 8.
500.
As my count was 4, and yes, 4. So Nigel Bradham, amazing hit. The 2-year deal initially. He goes on to be a Super Bowl champion. We know the story there. Do you know the next linebacker that they signed to kind of fill this? I know there's others. LJ Fort doesn't count because it's a 3-year deal. That didn't work out either, even though
they got
it was
rid of
working
him
out fine.
Immediately.
Yes,
I feel like.
yes.
It's like I don't even know what happened with him. So was that Nelson?
Corey Nelson.
Okay.
Corey Nelson, 1-year deal. A little bit of hype. Ooh, hey, they got a linebacker now. This guy's a little frisky. Not as hype as Kyzir, obviously, but pretty much one and done. And see you later. Do you remember the next linebacker they signed after that?
Oh shit, I have no clue.
Paul Warlow, ACL. During training camp, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Kind of got re-signed. And then you have to go to the next year. You remember who got signed after that?
No clue.
That was Washington's favorite, Zach Brown. Zach Brown, which was going to change Jim Schwartz's defense and totally sputter out. In fact, piss off the entire locker room. He did something really stupid, didn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't he leak out information in his locker room or something like that?
Tweeted something.
Yeah.
He definitely said something. Maybe said something after a game, and then a day later they just cut him. They were just like, "Nope, not a chance.
Not
no
happening.
way. Get out of here."
So he didn't work out, and then here's Kyzir White, 1 year, $5 million, and listen, Broncos fans aren't helping because they think this guy's really, really good and was disappointed to see him leave. Who else? Charles Harris from, I said the Broncos. The Chargers, my bad. And then Charles Harris, who got signed there, I think, on a one-year deal this year, was going, did no one watch this kid play in the NFL? And by the way, can I just say this? If you're an Eagles fan, you didn't watch him play. You didn't watch him play. Unless you're an all-22 nerd, I don't want to hear about it. You didn't watch this kid play. You automatically think he's great because Rube tweets out an article that says he's good. And guess what? Ding, 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 Taylor. Hometown alert! That's the third fucking one in a row. Third one in a row.
We're simple. We're simple people. Come on.
And listen, he might be God's answer to the linebackers. And if so, great. What a win for Howie Roseman. But just on the track record alone of linebackers, it's not great. Then I'm just going to rifle off these names real quick. All right? I can't even. McKelvin, Leotis McKelvin. You remember him?
I do remember Leotis McKelvin. Yeah,
one of the great quotes in the locker room. He is no longer there. Chris Givens, you remember him as a wide receiver? Yeah, neither do I.
I don't.
Ruben Randall, remember when he was on the team? That's right, that happened. Chance Warmack, absolutely. Haloti Nana, what a waste. Mike Wallace, see ya. Richard Rodgers, okay, that panned out. Anderson Dejo, see ya. Vinny Curry, bye. Joe Flacco, all right, you got to pick out of that. Anthony Harris now twice. Steven Nelson now once. Greg Ward, Boston Scott, Zach Pascal, and now
Ward Horde.
Did you say Haloti Nana?
Haloti Nana. You forgot about that?
I totally forgot about
He
it.
was here for
don't remember
exactly
any of that.
5 weeks and then peaced out.
What? I don't. How
either
would I
last
not
season?
remember that?
No, I believe that was 2008.
Because I feel like he's been done for a couple of years now.
It was the
So we ended his career.
he went one other place right after that, real
Okay.
quick, and I think that was it. But there has been
the
like
Haloti Nana era.
to me, I can't get excited by 1-year contracts. I don't care if this guy is an all-pro. An all-pro. Like, it tells me everything I need to know about your talent, and everybody's saying I didn't watch him in the NFL, and guess what? Reminder, just one more time, neither did you. But 1 year, $5 million doesn't get John riled up about anything. And Howie, to his detriment, this is another one of his semi-flaws. If you take out the Super Bowl of 2017, which he hit on everything,
Okay.
I mean, what are you left with? Not much. I mean, the great Chris Long, Alshon Jeffrey, and by the way, Alshon Jeffrey was not great after that 1-year contract because we're still paying him the dead money there too. Nick Foles gets an obvious plus there. Stefan Wisniewski, yes. And I'm sure there's others. Patrick Peterson. Like, there's a bunch of 1-year deals that worked out beautifully for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Hasn't worked out since, so it's not a good strategy overall. To me, it says we're going to, or Howie's going to nail this draft. Like, that's the only thing that I can get really jacked up about moving forward. But what did you think of the signing overall?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is peak Eagles, right? Like, this is so predictable. They signed
Predictable.
They signed some random veteran to a 1-year deal that they think can start. $5 million for an Eagles linebacker is starting money. This guy will play. They're going to give him every opportunity. So when you look at the linebacker spot, all right, you've got Kyzir White now. He's gonna get those reps. Davion Taylor got hurt last year, but was starting, and like he's incredibly raw still. So I would figure he's gonna get a crack at it. Edwards played well last year. That's it. Like for all the like Devin Lloyd people, Nakobe Dean people, I think that's out now. Like
way out,
right? The Eagles have showed you this is exactly who we are. This is who we've been. We don't believe in linebackers like that. Come on down, Kyzir White. Let's spin the fucking wheel, baby. Spin the wheel. Because
I hope it works out. With all these guys, I hope it works out.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I want it to work out. And the idea that, he's a former safety and all that, like, okay, it's fun. It's interesting. So am I intrigued? Yes. But I think it really does tell you that linebacker is out. All your first-round dreams, throw those away. And now for the Eagles, it's just what do they do? Like now that they've made all these moves, right? We talked about Barnett a little bit on the last episode, but that changes the defensive line dynamic. You're not drafting an end in the first round. They're just not. They signed Hassan Reddick. They re-signed Derek Barnett. That's all locked in. So linebacker with Lloyd and Dean out. Okay, what are you looking at? Well, you're looking at a team that has no secondary. They don't have a secondary. I mean, it's Darius Slay, Avonte Maddox, and now what you just brought back in what's his name? The one safety.
With Anthony Harris.
Anthony Harris. That's what happens when you drink till 4 a.m. But
that's all right. I forget your name every 5 seconds. Yeah. I don't.
Come on, man!
I don't. I'm just saying. I forget a lot.
It'd be amazing if you forgot my name. But
Vince.
anyway, so thinking about what's going to happen next, here's who I'm really starting to think about in a real way for the Eagles. Kyle Hamilton. Like, we've mentioned him before because I'm just such a fan. Like,
a little horny for him now.
Well,
I wasn't before, but I'm a little horny for him.
Yeah, good thing I can see your hands. So Kyle Hamilton, I'm in. Like, that makes all the sense in the world for the Eagles. Because look at the secondary. They have no youth. There is no building blocks. There is no future. It doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. If your future is literally like, what player on this team is going to be on the Eagles secondary 3 years from now? The one guy you can say is Avonte Maddox. That's it. He's your slot corner. Yeah, he's a starter effectively, but like, he's your slot corner. That's not anywhere near good enough. You need youth there. Okay, so Kyle Hamilton is a guy, they love safety. They went after Marcus Williams, right? Are the Eagles willing to trade up for Kyle Hamilton? Absolutely. I think they love the position.
Ooh.
If they, I don't know how high they would go, but maybe. Maybe they go and trade for Kyle Hamilton. And here's the other theory that's starting to come through my head is like, you think about where this is. The Eagles, all those years ago, if you go back in the vault a little bit, almost 20 years ago, it might be 19 this year, but the Lito Sheldon draft. You know, like those two guys, Michael Lewis, came in together. Amazing group. Amazing young, and you still had Troy Vincent was still playing then. Bobby Taylor was still playing.
By the way,
then.
I think Lito was like pick 26 if I remember in the first round or something like that.
And he wore 26, so maybe that is
Hey.
But between those guys, you know, it was like, all right, Lito was your first rounder. You had Sheldon in the second, and I think Michael Lewis was either a second rounder as well or a third rounder. But either way, they went all in on the secondary, and it worked. Right, it totally worked. Is this the year for that?
No.
I think it is. It's shaping up that way.
No,
it really
thank
could
you,
be.
Please.
Why not? Why would you not want to draft defense?
I'm going to say this about Kyzir White, and then I definitely want to jump into that.
All right.
You mentioned, I don't think he's a starter now that I'm thinking about it. I think he's a sub-package semi-starter. Because think of his skill set. Like, I don't view him, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't view him as huge run stuffer. Good at it, but not like, he's not like an overall massive blitzer. Like, he is really good in coverage, obviously. Mm-hmm. I would say he's probably in on like passing situations and not necessarily there in like a 5-2 base defense. I don't see that.
Really?
Yeah.
$5 million for an Eagles linebacker? That's like all those other guys, here's what suggested for me.
Yeah.
When you go back to the contracts of those other guys, similar category in terms of the money, right? It'd be like 1 year, $4 million. Come on in. We're going to give you every shot to take this job. $2.5 million was the lower end for guys like Littleton or Nelson. So, yeah, to me, it's $5 million for a linebacker. I mean, it feels like a starter. I think he comes
pretty close to it, like in terms of snaps, 58%, 60%, whatever it is. I don't think he's there 100% of the time, but I am intrigued too. With all that said, I am very much intrigued of what they do there. Now, getting back to your point with the rest of the defense, if you're trying to fix the secondary now, I don't want, dude, this, first of all, they already tried that. Their names were Sidney Jones and Rasul Douglas.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
and one of them would have worked out if they just would have taught
played
Rasul
him
how to how to I guess look at film, because that was his main complaint here.
Which is unbelievable.
I respect the talents of Sauce Gardner in our Discord is basically like a household name already.
Yeah.
Kyle Hamilton is
awesome Sauce Gardner.
Awesome Sauce Gardner.
See, there we go.
Awesomesauce.co to get your any amount of ketchup that you want. Actually, I think they're doing that right now.
Yeah.
I would be borderline a little upset if they do 2 out of the 3 picks defense or 3 out of the 3 picks defense or whatever it is.
Yeah,
we still don't have anything for Jalen Hurts as a big time upgrade or I need if you can promise me a wide receiver out of that as well, maybe.
Okay. And let me do that. Let me promise that to you. All right. Here,
not 3 defensive picks. I'll be so fucking mad if that happens.
Well, let me lay out a scenario, right? Let's say, okay, Kyle Hamilton falls for whatever reason. The quarterbacks get drafted, whatever. The quarterbacks they push Hamilton down the board. Get him at 15, which is a steal, by the way. Like a steal of epic proportions. He's a god, this guy. I love him. So Kyle Hamilton, 15. 16, you go Stingley or Sauce Gardner. So you've got a safety, you've got a corner. You start to build that up, and then, it's Traylon Burks. It's
I just want to get this
Drake
correctly.
London.
You want a first-round selection selected by Howie Roseman and crew without its top two front office guys, and you want them to start on day one.
Yeah.
You want Sauce Gardner to start on day one in the Philadelphia Eagles secondary.
Absolutely.
No, thank you.
Yes.
No, thank you.
Why not?
Go sign Patrick Peterson and give me a wide receiver. If you're going to hand out one-year deals, if you're going to kick this down the road, or if it's a gap year or whatever you're trying to argue over here, then give me another one, a proven guy on that side.
Well, you want Steven Nelson back then?
Yes, you have to.
No, you don't.
You need a proven corner because the Eagles can.
That's what Darius Slay is. That's what Avonte Maddox is. Have the kid. Have the kid. Let the kid grow. Let him play. Because if anything, a gap year, this is the year to do it, right? Get your youth, get him out there, build your foundation, and know that going forward, all right, Gardner is a guy. We can believe in him. That's going to impact how you handle Darius Slay going forward. So fine, go do that. Kyle Hamilton, if you're locked in and you got a stud safety and you know that now, that changes the game for you.
If I have a stud safety and I can bring back Steven Nelson on 1 year, and granted, I mean, there are a lot smarter people than me that can break down a secondary and they're like, hey, this is the bee's knees. But I think if you have Hamilton there and he's as good as advertised, then a Steven Nelson, Patrick Peterson, et cetera, is only going to help his skill set too and help that develop. There's no buns in the oven when it comes to safety. There's some ideas you could do with corner, but that's why I'm kind of like, all right, at this point, I cannot deal with a third version of Anthony Harris or a third version of Rodney McLeod, which I would assume he comes back to. Even if they draft
I
him.
would figure he's coming back, and he probably should.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, you should bring him back. And, okay, Kyle Hamilton and Rodney McLeod are your starting safeties. You have Anthony Harris as a rotational guy. They like playing three safeties.
Yep.
Now you can do that. That would make sense.
You need a veteran corner in. This is just the same thing.
Yeah, but Maddox is a veteran at this point, right?
You can't put him on the outside.
Well, you can't. But Slay you have on the outside, and then if you get a veteran guy and you can sign him to back up, because I think that is part of it, right?
Yeah.
They signed Barnett. He's back. Okay, they've now signed White. White is effectively going to be a starter.
Right.
They just signed that guy.
Right.
Why not Steven Nelson already? When you signed Anthony Harris, when he's sitting there, Stephon
pretty
Gilmore,
interesting,
right?
Well, I want to get into that in a second too.
Because the timing of it is everything. If they don't sign Steven Nelson before the draft, they're drafting a corner.
I don't think so at all.
Oh, totally.
Because here's the other thing. You mentioned Stephen Gilmore. Did you see what his wife tweeted out?
Well,
this week?
yeah, she did say that the Eagles
They
contacted
called.
him.
That's good enough for me. It's like, okay, now I know where they're searching. Patrick Peterson's been like their white whale since Joe Banner.
And he said he wants to play here.
So what are we waiting for, in my opinion?
Yeah, I mean,
pick one of those guys, draft a safety, you can draft a corner then if you want to, but you're not forced to do it with one of those picks.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
The offense is not getting any love. If you're trying to excite me over Zach Pascal, re-signing Boston Scott, re-signing Greg Ward, there's not enough umph there. And we'll get into that in a second too, but I don't know. What do you guys think? 215-509-5833 if you have any opinions on that. I'd be very happy with Kyle Hamilton at this point, the way free agency is shaped out. I don't know if I could go safety corner 15-16.
Yeah, I could.
By the way, I hate to bring him up again, but it's looking like Tyler Linbaum might be the best player on the board 15, 16, or 19.
Oh, the Linderbaum love is back.
So
John's back. Let's go. All right.
You have a 1-year deal on Kelsey, a 1-year deal on Fletcher Cox,
yeah,
and so on and so on. I think that's way more important to deal with than getting that second corner right now.
All right, changing the guard draft. All right.
Changing the guard draft.
You go Linderbaum and Jordan Davis, who's super popular right now. You replace Kelsey and Cox in the same draft.
You do
People
that.
would lose their minds over that.
I would lose my mind.
It would be pretty exciting if they. It would actually be pretty cool and exciting if they did that. That would be really fun.
And I don't know as much of this other than that. I think that's a pretty good point. I don't disagree that there's a possibility that they could absolutely just be like, nope, we're just going to draft. But I would feel very weird about it.
It's
what
a
would your
strange.
reaction? Yeah, what would your reaction be? You get a safety in a corner on day one.
I'd feel pretty excited about. They love the secondary. It's an important part for them, right? It's like defensive line is 1, secondary is 2, linebackers aren't on the board. Yeah. So go build that secondary. You don't have it right now, so this is a good time to do it. If those guys are going to fall, they're meeting with Sauce Gardner, I think today, or they met with him yesterday or something. So they're already looking at him. Yeah, go. Like, I like those guys. You know, they're quality talents. If you're getting them at 15, you can get a starting corner. They're working with Darius Slay. Learn from him. That's not a bad place to be. So I'm in for that. I think that's exciting. Now, here's the other side of this that I think is really fun, and we haven't talked about it, but have you thought about Zach McPherson at all?
Oh, yeah. Not at all.
Honestly, he doesn't even register to me.
No.
I don't know how many people actually think he has a future. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's done, but like
I am.
I don't know what he is.
Probably get cut this year.
Yeah,
I would assume.
Because think about this too. They've had. I mean, how many corners are on the roster?
There's
all those guys.
There's that Tay Gowan we still haven't seen yet.
Yeah. There's what Kay Vincent. I think is on there.
There's a bunch of them.
McPherson. Yeah, they have so many different guys, and it just they're all coming in and out because the Eagles are like, all right, well, we don't have a guy that we know is a home run, so let's buy a bunch of scratch-offs and see if we win $20. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they're doing right now. And as of now, they just keep striking out. So if you got Gardner there and you like him, you like Stingley, go get him.
Speaking of striking out, I mean, we probably argue about wide receiver at length, especially in the class, which we're pretty much in lockstep with. Free agency, where it might be a little step apart here, but I guess I don't know. None of these would make me feel good either, really. It's just like, this is desperate bargain bin hunting. Out of this, what do you think is the best option out of these four?
Well, let me. Oh, okay. Well, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, because you have a list, so I'll let you.
I'm
write.
including everybody in here.
Okay.
In this first tier. Now, reportedly, Jarvis Landry is looking for $20 million for a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
And that's all I need to say. Taylor's saying it for me. By the way, $20 million to Jarvis Landry, yes or no?
No.
Okay. So I'm including him in this tier of Landry, Julio Jones, AJ Green, T.Y. Hilton. Just somebody that's old, that's relatively cheap, that you probably signed for a 1-year deal. Or do you sell the farm for DK, which you're out on, I'm in on? Do you just draft somebody in the first-round pick, or are you really comfortable enough going, I'm going to stand pat on my wide receiving core?
Oh, I'm definitely not standing pat. You're insane. If you're out there going like, yeah, I think Quez is a 2, I would rather not do that. I like Quez Watkins for what he's done as a 6th-rounder, and the way he's grown in 2 years is amazing. Yeah. Good for him. Keep on going. Keep doing your thing. But like, let him be a great 3. I think it's a really good spot for him to be. He's a great 3, and he's an awesome 4 if they really get lucky. Maybe they go a veteran and they sign they draft a kid. But like, honestly, I hadn't thought about AJ Green because he is old and he's not a buzzy guy anymore. But
and he doesn't really have it either.
Well, I mean, yeah, he played all right in Arizona.
He's okay.
I mean, he put up what? Like, did he put up like 800 yards in Arizona this year?
I don't even think he did. Oh yeah, he did. Just over 54 Rex 3 touchdowns this year.
Okay. I mean, look, it's
basically Zach Pascal light for numbers-wise.
For what he's going to cost you, which is really nothing because he's been injured the last couple of years. He isn't as productive because they've just got all these weapons now. Like Hopkins was there, the $18 million man, Christian Kirk. So there's a lot of targets going around there. And yeah, could you get AJ Green for a year and be worth it? Yeah, I think that's okay. He fits the bill. I'd be more excited about him than I would be about Devontae Parker. Just because you're not trading. You know what I mean? I would rather just sign AJ Green for a year and be like, no, this guy was a superstar receiver. He knows what that looks like, feels like he's done it. He can teach Devontae some things, which is a great place to be. So everybody wants that. Fine. And maybe you do draft a kid and Quez is your 4. You know what I mean? Like that would be a really great scenario. Yeah, I would love to see that.
He's Oakland Athletics David Justice at this point in his career. And I'm with you. Like, I'm fine with either. I do think Julio's washed, but in the same way, like he's not like dead. You know, I think having a veteran wide receiver like one of those guys on a 1-year deal isn't that bad as long as it's not paying Jarvis Landry 20. You come down to like 13, 14, 15, okay. With Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, I would do that. I would do 1 year, 14. You go, listen, dude, you don't want to be here. We need you. Take the money and just run. And you know what?
Be in Atlanta with Watson. Whatever it is.
And here's the other part that you can roll into this too is you could trade Landry. I mean,
it's fair if it all goes to shit. Yeah,
you sign him for 1 year, like you have with Fletcher Cox. We've talked about that. You could trade him. Could you sign Landry for $14 million and go? Yeah, somebody at the deadline. There's going to be an injury somewhere. The AFC is just. I mean, the AFC West especially is just such. It's a nuclear arms race over there. So somebody in the AFC is going to want that guy to compete. And you could go and sell Landry. Like, that value alone might make it worth it. Would you sign him for 14 and you could trade him for a 2 or a future 1 or, I would do that. So on that level, yeah. I mean, even for 20 million, maybe. Now I might have just talked myself into Jarvis Landry. And if it came down to it,
The hell is happening?
I wouldn't hate it.
How?
I wouldn't hate it as much
Because
as
he'd
it's
be an Eagle.
Because it's a 1-year thing and you can get something out of it. And now the market did change dramatically where $30 million is the elite guy. So if elite is 30, 20 for Jarvis Landry, now that you're dealing in this market, as much as I don't like it, $20 million is not an insane asking price. It's still a lot of money, but it's not insane anymore.
I would say my two best options, and you're actually talking me out of all that. I'm going, do I really want to sit here $14 to $18 million watching any one of these guys try to play wide receiver here?
Yeah,
Probably not.
Landry doesn't make a lot of sense in terms of what we do. Like, the way the Eagles play football and what I expect Jalen Hurts to do, he doesn't make a lot of sense. But, again, someone is going to want that guy eventually, even though they don't want him now.
Yeah.
You're going to take just a percentage of that cap hit.
Let's do this. Let's take 2 out of those 4. That makes more sense to me.
Okay.
So I am, in my perfect world, I'm standing pat, and I'm drafting. I'm selling the house for DK. Then I don't have to worry about wide receiver forever. Between them and Devontae Smith. In reality, I think it's one of the bargain bin wide receivers. I'll include Devontae Parker, and they pick one in the draft. I think that's. And even the wide receiver, the vet might come post draft as well, I would assume, because any one of those guys is going to wait.
Well, and if you're signing one of those guys after the draft, it's going to be pretty damn affordable. I mean, there's a lot of receivers in the draft. There's not a major demand now because all these guys have moved around. Like I talked about this before with basically like starving out the market. It is shaping up that way with wide receiver.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean, maybe Landry, he's asking for 20, which means he's clearly not getting that from anybody now. So if his market right now is, say,
just like Kyler Murray's not getting Murley, I did it again. Just like Kyler Murray is not getting $55 million.
Yeah. So,
likely.
Hey, if his price keeps dropping, he's at 18 right now. He's definitely not getting that. So the fact he's asking for it is taking his price down. You know what I mean? It's like, no. So you're going to figure, 16, Jarvis Landry 1 year.
What's the threshold? 15's my can't cross that line for Jarvis Landry.
$15.99.99 or whatever,
$15.95 million. That's okay.
Yeah, just a shade under 16. But I would do that.
T, what would you do for the Eagles pick 2? One of those bargain bin wide receivers, draft pick, stand pat, or trade for DK?
I guess T.Y. Hilton might have something left, maybe?
Oh, I don't like T.Y.
Does have coaching ties.
Okay, but let him go somewhere else.
How about that?
Maybe something like that or A.J. Green, I'm fine with.
Okay.
Yeah, A.J. Green, I think we can all agree. Like, pretty. I would be pretty
That's
excited.
the guy
like,
out of the group.
It would be one of those things where it's like, I know he's never going to be that same guy, but it would just be kind of cool to see A.J. Green here. That would
be nice.
It would be cool.
I also think that I was looking ahead to next year with Vince here in 2013, just in the wide receiver class alone. So, like, DK's on that list. I'm automatically going to take him off because I don't think he'll be available. But, like, you're looking at Brandon Cooks, Nelson Aguilar, Sterling Shepard, Randall Cobb, Marvin Jones, Byron Pringle again.
Bring Nelson back.
It's time.
Yeah. Hollywood Brown would be out there, but I assume he'd resign.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't go in on Hollywood Brown. I like him. I don't love him.
Juju will be a free agent again at 27 or whatever it is by the time the year's done. Our old friend Mac Hollins. Like, it's not great.
No.
It's not great next year either. So, like, if
all the more reason to draft a kid.
All the more reason to draft a kid. And I think it's AJ and drafting a kid. Can we all agree on that?
All right, official show stance. AJ Green and draft a kid.
I want Juju.
No! Juju and Derek Barnett forever.
Yes.
And then we'll try to find some way to get Jackson Mahomes here. Are you a Jackson Mahomes guy, Taylor, then for the chaos?
For the memes,
you can't work yourself up to it.
It's like toxic chaos at this point. Somebody's gonna get hurt at some point or something.
One of the things we want to touch on before we left too. Do you think? I mean, there has been a lot of NBA type of fucking traction in this NFL offseason. It's wild.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill being the last part of it. You heard that on the last podcast. Do you think this type of shit sustains? Or do you think this is just a one-off? And I lean towards a one-off.
See, I think this is like a big bang kind of moment. You know what I mean? This is the beginning of a new era of how the NFL is going to operate. Is it going to be
100%.
this? Is it going to be this crazy every year? No. This was exceptionally crazy, right? Because you're getting all of these high-profile guys all moving at the same time, and part of that is Watson, who I don't know if I'll ever see another player like Watson ever again. It just in terms of his situation and being available and what the market did, that was insane for a quarterback to do all of that. So that displaces people, and that makes things a little crazy. But for the general idea of seeing that I think giving up on quarterbacks is becoming more of a thing. Because you look at
definitely.
Because the Josh Rosen thing, I think that kicked off something, and now you see, all right, well the Eagles, they move Wentz, and then the Colts get him, but just move on. They're just yep, this doesn't work anymore. We're out of here. We're going to find somebody else. So I think the idea of trading for a guy like Matt Ryan is going to be a lot more common. So I think that's way more in the ballpark. And now apparently, these wide receivers are able to ask their way out of places.
Do you think that? I mean, one of the things that I know is trended towards popularity now too is 1 and 3 year deals are pretty much it unless you're a marquee player, because every player wants that opportunity, that next contract. The organization really doesn't want to bear down on you that much, and I wonder if we start certainly ditching QBs is a thing. I wonder if the contract shortens as well. You're always going to have that 5th-year option. I wonder if there's ever you'll know in 3 years if you have a quarterback or not, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In the modern NFL,
I wonder who's going to be the first team that signs a rookie quarterback not in the top 10 that's on a 3 or 4 year deal instead of a 4 or 5 year deal. I think the cap is actually going to shrink a little. I think it's going to force people to, it's already happened. You're right. Ditching quarterbacks won't change. However, I don't think you're going to see a massive QB carousel like this.
Yeah, it's so much movement. Unless it gets to a point where it would have to really become the NBA where every superstar signs 2 years with an opt-out.
Pretty much getting that way.
It's slowly. Well, it's where it's moving is it is the Kirk Cousins thing, right?
It is.
Heavily guaranteed short years, and you figure it out. Because Watson's fully guaranteed for 5, so now you've got another fully guaranteed quarterback contract. It's going to change the game. Somebody's going to want that, but teams aren't going to commit to $150 million guaranteed to everybody. Yeah. So, all right, you're going to do it for 3 years instead of 5, and you figure it out.
Nobody's getting the sketchy Watson contract, though.
Well, the sketchiness, let's talk about the sketchiness of that deal for a second, because this was wild. I mean, what they did is, all right, it's $43 million guaranteed every single year. But what's sneaky about it, and they did get called out for this, and rightfully so, the Browns, they made his first year all signing bonus money, which means his salary is technically $1 million.
Yeah.
It's about as low as they could possibly legally make it within the CBA. So he has an incredibly cheap contract in terms of base salary, because if he gets suspended, and he could lose the whole year. Who knows?
Right.
Well, then all that money is spread out over other years, and it's guaranteed to him because it's a signing bonus.
And as you pointed out when we were chit-chatting about this with T, it's probably a reason why they're going to hang on to Baker Mayfield for a while until, the middle of the season, because who knows? You might have to start the season. I would have guessed that the NFL is going to put in some form of discipline, because just on the
they have to.
eyes alone, it looks so bad, And
they're too PR conscious, and you've got all the stuff that's been going on with Washington and everything to be oh yeah, Dan Snyder's still in the league despite all this stuff he's been doing related to women that's been really creepy and weird. And by the way, Deshaun Watson's just going to come in and play.
Right.
This is the same commissioner that went after Ezekiel Elliott to the point where they had 6 times where he was suspended, not suspended, suspended, not suspended. So they're going to go after Watson. It's a question of whether it's half a season or they have the guts to take him out for the full year.
Yeah.
But either way, Cleveland's protected. They've got Mayfield for right now, and Watson's protected because he's getting his money.
Wonder if, they wouldn't like the amount of money that they're spending, but I wonder if Cleveland just pushes for the full year just so they can show Baker off or whatever it is.
Well, that's why half a year works out really well, right? You start Mayfield for half the season. You go, listen, dude, you don't like this, we don't like this, but this is the fact of the matter. You're going to be here. You're going to be the quarterback for half of the season. Somebody could want you, and you could go to a team where you get a chance to be the starter and keep on moving.
Yeah.
So if you want to start games right now, which there's not a lot of places for you to do that, and once the draft happens, there's really not a lot of places for you to do that, then this is your shot.
Yeah, and what's interesting about all this, and I think what caused a lot of the we've got to act now type of stuff from every quarterback that's moved. Listen to the free agency class that's next year. Jimmy Garoppolo, Tom Brady, who will retire and unretire again for the 40th time in a row, Derek Carr, Kyler Murray, Baker's there, Sam Darnold, Teddy Bridgewater, Daniel Jones, Mason Rudolph, Jacoby Brissett, Dwayne Haskins. Like, there's not much there that's going to be a free agent, so that's not spicy. All of the great monumental quarterbacks you should have taken your shot this year. That's what Howie did and why he missed. But the one thing I can't get out of my head, and this has been said repeatedly since the AP had leaked it, and then Garofalo had almost doubled down on it. What quarterback are the Eagles waiting for with this pick that they're going to trade off at the end here? Everybody says they're going to move back from 19. They're going to get this first-round pick for next year. Maybe they get another one. Well, who's the fucking guy next year? Who's the guy? If you're planning on betting on a bad team that's below you, it's probably not going to work out unless Howie's a lot smarter than I am, which he is. Does that mean you're racing? Like, I don't understand in yelling to the world, we're going to go draft a quarterback this year, a really good one that we're going to launch up for, and we need this first-round pick. By the way, Jalen, good luck. Like, I can't put those two things together.
Yeah,
like you guys keep saying gap year and all this stuff. How can I not feel gap year? How can I'll even throw Reg in the Discord even mentioned this too. Are they tanking?
No.
I mean, you just sign a good pass rusher to Hassan Reddick. You
Isn't that a gap year? Back. What do you mean?
Isn't that a gap year?
No, it's not. It's not tanking though. Actively trying to lose is one thing, right? Like
tanking light.
Well, they missed on everybody. They wanted to be big time players, and they got frozen out. I mean, will they coincidentally lose a lot of games? Yeah, but I think it's going to be.
Well,
it's if they're playing. Look, if they're trading again, tanking is intent to me. Losing games. I don't think Nick Sirianni is a tanking kind of guy. Like
I didn't think Doug Peterson was either.
Well, yeah, Doug was out the door, and he was like, "Yeah, sure." But
okay,
that's one game.
There's the Dolphins, and then there's the Detroit Tigers. Lions.
Yeah. Could I see them throwing week 18? Yeah, I could see them doing that. But like actively trying to lose this year, I think they're trying to figure out what the core of this team is now. That's what it is. It's going to be a consequence of figuring that out. Yeah. Playing these, like for me, it's hey, play Sauce Gardner, play Kyle Hamilton if you get him, see what happens. You know, that's okay. If it's just AJ Green because you don't get the receiver, and you see what Devontae Smith can continue to grow into, which again to me is a bona fide, super legitimate superstar.
Yeah.
Then you see that grow. So that's where it's going to be for me. Like tanking, I don't think was the intent. Would be the intent. There's not that Andrew Luck kind of prospect. As far as I know, I mean, I haven't heard of any guy like I hear. Was it Bryce Young out of Alabama?
Yep, that's always the guy that's on top of the list.
Honestly, I haven't seen him. Is he like a world beater?
Oh my God, he's so good. He's so fucking good.
He's the best quarterback they've had.
So that does say something because they've actually given a shit about quarterbacks the last couple of years. All right, so he's that good. Would he be worth tanking for then?
Yes.
Shit. Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
When your roster looks like this right now.
Yeah.
All right. Well then. Yeah, if they love that guy, maybe.
And again, we said tanking last year too in the middle of the Lions season with emotions going on, and this is, here's what I'll rein us in. It's March 27th, guys. Relax. You're already about taking the season, the offseason. Not saying that. I'm just saying it's very weird to kind of put these things together. That's my. If I could, the whole picture, I don't understand it. I don't know what you're. I thought it's to load up on year 3 of 4 on a rookie QB contract. Isn't that what you're supposed to do? And they're doing the complete opposite of that.
Well, they tried to, though.
Don't engage me!
They tried to. I don't know what. Yeah.
They tried to. Is fucking failing.
But well, okay, they failed. Yes, they failed. But yet, like to say that the plan and trying to figure out what it is, the plan didn't work. They already had this is a different plan now.
Yeah, it feels like they're scrambling, not like we're on plan F or B or whatever it is.
Well, yeah, it's plan F. That is scrambling. It is. It's just like, all right, who's around that we like, that we have some relationship with, that isn't going to ruin this team right now. That's why it is a gap year, because they've been forced into being a gap year team.
Here's what I'll say, because I don't trust the three of us in this room at all. I guarantee you, May 6th, will be flipping out about how good this potential of this team is after the draft.
No.
100%.
Oh
After the
yeah,
draft.
oh yeah. After the
Okay.
draft, optimism season's through the roof. It's going to be because it really could shake out where it's like, all right, it's Hamilton, Gardner, Traylon Burks, Ojabo in the second round because he tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
And then people are going to geek the hell out, which he really fits that bill, by the way. Now getting a kid on a torn Achilles to come in the second round is like so Howie, and we've obviously seen this before. You mentioned it's funny. Sidney Jones comes up twice on one episode, but Sidney Jones, like we did see that. It makes a lot of sense for where this team is right now. You have no rush to get him back. It doesn't matter. So draft him in the second, high in the second, maybe trade back from 19, and you see where it goes.
Yeah.
Like who knows? But that all fits. So
yeah. I think it's Jameson Williams with one of these 3 picks. That's what I really, truly believe.
Same thing.
It makes too much sense to be there. You already try to get one Alabama guy. You might as well get, the younger version. And by the way, like I know we talk about that stuff, and we're all, to your point, we're always going to be talking about Sidney Jones, but there's been so many people that have come back from don't draft an Achilles injury. I don't think that's been, and that's why I would probably miss on. I bet you that's why they signed Derek Barnett immediately.
It was not long. Yeah, it was fairly recent between the two things. It was probably like a 2-day difference.
Yeah. I feel as though offense is going to leak out towards the bottom. I just have a feeling all these DTs and DNs and corners that we're talking about, like I think Sauce will be there. I think Kyle Hamilton will be around there, but I don't think any of these linemen are going to be there. So
they might not. And look, if they miss out on an edge rusher this year, I don't care. You signed Reddick. That was the point. You got your guy. You have Reddick, you have Sweat, you're okay.
By the way, I must be the idiot on Reddick because everyone's praising the deal. I just need to see it. Need to see it, man. I'm so nervous that's really what it is. I'm so fucking nervous for this season because if they're just throwing Jalen out there for chum, I'm going to be very upset.
Yeah.
That's all. So prepared for me to be very
I would
upset.
stay away from Shark Week if I were you.
I really do want to thank you most of all and our good friends over at Awesome Sauce because without you, where we're going, again, is not possible at all. Not possible. Can't thank you enough for listening to the pod, now watching the pod, being a part of the Discord, texting us 215-509-5833. We just have such a vision of you being with us this entire time. There's more announcements coming through the offseason. One in particular that we cannot wait to tell you about that involves all of us. This is fucking A. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And can I say thank you to one other person?
Yes.
Taylor. Thank you.
Taylor Cordatis.
Seriously.
Thank you.
I mean, you do so much shit around here. It's
Made our lives
unbelievable.
Unbelievably easier.
Yeah, I mean, to come in here to be able to work with you and see everything that you've built, the time you put in, you're always tinkering with stuff in the background, making sure the cameras look right, we sound good, and paying attention to the clips with the YouTube that we're getting together. So just with everything, this doesn't happen without you. Like you are so essential to all of this, and just fucking love you, man.
Taylor's a machine.
As long as people subscribe.
As long as people subscribe. That's right. Taylor, Francisco, Ashley, Bobby, Matt, everybody that came to the bar, that bull in a china shop, Barney, who is probably yelling at me right now.
He's got to be crushing you in the Discord.
Everybody that's been a part of, hey, let's do Eagles. Let's do it a little fresher. This is for you and Taylor and Vince and me. This is our group. And we're just going to keep rolling on. And with that being said, bellandthebirdmen.com. And can't wait to show you the new studios. All thanks to you. That is Vince Quinn. Taylor Cordatis' hat is just as handsome as his face. I'm John Barchard. You cannot erase the ugly, no matter how many Photoshops you do. And we'll see you next time on Bell and the Birdmen. Okay, bye.